What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today I wanted to give you guys some advice I wish I could give myself 10 years ago when I started my collecting journey. You know, and I've seen a lot of other people do this and they've done it really well. Others not so much. Other YouTubers have done it and I commend them for this. You know, like Batman Statue Collector, for example, he's done a phenomenal job. But I wish I had less lines. I have a lot of lines right now. I have what I would consider probably 12 lines of different, completely different, you know, like almost genres and, you know, tons of different scales and whatnot. When I originally started my statue collecting journey, it all started with first Dragon Ball Z. That was like my first statue. And then Mortal Kombat. These were my first two. And I've sold a ton of Dragon Ball Z and Mortal Kombat over the years to allow me to have space and money for other statue lines. Now, those other statue lines were definitely far more impressive statues than the MK I did have, the DBZ I did have. If you remember, like if you followed me for years, you guys remember I had DBZ, like probably like 18 Detolfs right here. And I used to have some Stuvas and Bestas, but basically a DBZ from like really right here, wrapped around to about Goro, where I used to have my work desk, and I removed it to give me more statue space. And I even had DBZ statues completely filled on the floor. I think the most I had was during the earthquake I had. I think that was 2 years ago. But I had so many DBZ. I collected Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, 1/6, 1/4, 1-to-1 busts. And then eventually I got rid of all my non-DBZ statues. And then I got rid of all my DBZ 1/6. And basically I got rid of everything that's not, you know, extremely, you know, detailed. You know, like all the pieces that are just like cheaper looking. You know, now it's mostly just KD and a few other studios like Infinity, Sume, Prime 1, Transcendent. That's kind of it. I'm kind of down to like 4 brands now. Which I think, you know, my DBZ setup is definitely much cleaner for sure. You know, I think the key is having less lines. I would say less than 3 lines. That is the goal. 3 lines. I'm not the biggest fan when you only do like 1 line. You know, like if you collected only Iron Man statues and you just had like 70 different Iron Man statues, I'm not the fan of that. But I do like the genre. You know, like if you collected only Marvel, that's all you did. But you did keep less repeat characters. I think there's a limit on how many characters you should have. Although with Iron Man, I think you should really only have like maybe 2 statues of the same suit, you know, and ideally all you really need is like a 1/3 in bust, but we don't have enough 1/3, so 1/4 in bust, maybe half scale and life size. There's definitely a point of excessiveness, you know, like I feel like if I got any more Gokus, I'd definitely be super excessive. You know, I already have technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gokus, and you have that head holder. Granted, they each have their role. I mean, that's just part of Broly. That one is Super Saiyan 1 when he first turned Super Saiyan, which is epic. That one, he's more or less a companion to the Gohan. You know, he's like the ghost. And that one, when he's Super Saiyan 3, and that's just all transformation. So it works for me. And then you got the bust companion as like the centerpiece to this Goku shrine. But there's definitely a better way to do it. And it's also going to not only save you headache, it's also going to save you money. But I think the key is less than 3 lines, less statues, better displayed. And then you don't worry about other lines, don't worry about other collectors, you know, don't worry about future releases. Just get the ones you love, display them properly, spaciously, and you'll be happier. You know, like I have so many statues, it's like there's parts of my house I can barely walk. It's honestly maddening. The thing is, I'm so deep into where I'm at right now, and the statue market sucks so bad. And plus, I've enjoyed these, like, I got so many good lines that it's extremely difficult to me just like, oh, I'm going to sell off my Transformer line. Yeah, good luck with that, Flankster. These are some of my best individual statues. Lord of the Rings, my favorite trilogy of all time. For me, it's not going to be possible to ever do that. But if you guys had better self-control than me, I would say downsize to only 3 lines. You know, as much as I love Dragon Ball Z and Mortal Kombat, they're not my best lines. I feel like lately, because of how many silicones I've added to this room, Marvel, DC are definitely 2 of my best lines. Before, when I didn't have all of these, you know, I would not consider this. This was probably one of my least favorite rooms, but adding stuff like this Thanos bust has made this one of my favorite rooms, and I probably spend, you know, outside of that main room because I play video games there all day, but I definitely spend most time now in this room because I've added so many high-end pieces. So, I mean, I think almost any line you pick, you can make it look incredible. It's just the matter of picking the right pieces and displaying it right. You know, like, I'm very happy where this Marvel DC room turned out. If I think about this room from 3-4 years ago when it was filled with stuvas and I had Lord of the Rings, Marvel, DC, Warcraft, Predator, Alien, this room was so scattered. Like, I don't know what the heck I was looking at. Every corner it was a different line. Eventually I got it to Marvel and DC. Then we got rid of comics and lesser high-end statues and started adding all these silicones, and it's truly become, you know, one of the best statue rooms. And it's still a work in progress. I'm still highly considering getting rid of Hulkbuster and just doing Shazam and Black Adam there. And I could technically even do a Green Lantern. I could fit all 3 of those. I'm really trying to stay away from doing a comic-based, but if I wanted a Green Lantern presence, that Prime 1 one does look incredibly cool. You know, I know we are getting the Green Lantern Corps TV series, and I'm sure eventually a movie if that does well. But I still do want to stick away from comic-based. But Shazam and Black Adam, I think the flow would work a little bit better here. Just because that's all DC, 1/3. Then all of a sudden you're going to 1/4, overskilled 1/4, and if we put a bust there. Plus, I could really use the money from Hulkbuster to pay for Captain America bust, Kong bust, which are both set to ship real soon. Gimli, also, we just saw in hands. So, yeah, he's still for sale, and I'll sell that as well. Now, I'm probably going to cancel the Mark 7 and just apply it towards Captain America bust. Ultimately, for me, if I was to downsize to 3 lines right now, you know, I would keep basically this room, which is Horror and Monster collectibles. You know, I'd get rid of a few pieces that don't fit the theme, like Alita does not fit the theme, in my opinion. Jurassic technically doesn't. I mean, they are monsters, but, you know, it's not really truly part of this theme per se. But Horror and Monsters would definitely be my 1 line I would keep. And then right now, probably Marvel and DC. Those would be my 3 main lines. You know, like I would do a Marvel room, a DC room, and this room. Although I'd probably separate out so I could better display everything, you know, and maybe take out and do a AVP room only. You know, that way that could expand horror, and probably do an AVP room, you know, maybe move Terminator over there, or, I mean, ideally, maybe just do the life-size Endo right here, but move the bus and 1/3 to that wall, you know, and added some additional horror pieces, but just do, like, a life-size Endo here. You know, an AVP is separate. We have 1 Marvel room, 1 DC room, 1 AVP room, and then 1 horror room. That would be, like, the 3 lines, per se, I would, you know, collect, I think. I mean, it's incredibly hard to ever consider selling my Jurassic, my Lord of the Rings, my DBZ, my video game, all that. So I'm not going to ever do this. But if I was to suggest to you guys, hey, you're just getting into statue collecting. You see this, you're buying everything you love. Calm down. You know, you're going to get in a situation where you're buying everything. You have, you know, 60 pre-orders. You have no space. Everything's, you know, you have a Goku next to a frickin' Freddy Krueger next to a Catwoman, and it's just not looking good. You know, statues are best displayed next to, you know, pieces that companion them. You know, Ghostface next to Myers looks better than Ghostface next to a Goku, for example. So definitely, I would give you that advice. You know, and if you can do custom shelving, that is the best look. Although if you want the cheapest non-permanent solution, I think garage shelves were great. They're cheap, like much cheaper than IKEA Bestis, Stuvas, Detolfs. They're easy to set up. They hold a ton of weight. They're very open, and I do like garage shelves. So I'm very happy. I wish I would have started with garage shelves, you know, to begin with. I still don't know about custom shelving, because if I ever sold this home, or let's say I wanted to rent it out, having custom shelving in all 4 of my rooms, you know, I'd have to tear it down. Nobody would want that. It's a permanent solution. You know, I think 1 room is okay, but my entire basement, yeah. Unless it's like the home I'm going to die in, I would not do that. That's why I like the garage shelf options, you know. These are, you take them apart easily. They fit a ton. They look good. They're very open. So I like garage shelves. Very customizable as well. Anyways, folks, that is my one advice. If you're getting into collecting, first, get out. Secondly, if you're already in, try to stick to 3 lines and just display them really good and only get the super high end. You don't need every freaking character. You know, get the characters you absolutely love. There are so many more horror pieces I could get. Like, frankly, I was really tempted on the Grey House Studios Tarman bust. It was priced very good, $12.75. It's 31 inches tall. It has arms holding a brain. However, I don't love that movie. It's okay. And I don't have space. You know, it's like, I literally have 0 horror space. Unless I sell something else to get that. But my horror space is perfect. I got all the characters I want. And I'm very happy with it. I'm just waiting on that last guy right there. But yeah, I'm done with horror. There's no more characters that could honestly even tempt me at this point. You know, like Pinhead, Candyman, nope, not interested. I think PCS doing Ash from Army of Darkness is the most tempting thing for me, just because I love Army of Darkness way more than Evil Dead, but there's 0 chance their statue will be as good as that, so. Anyways, folks, that is my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, any of your suggestions, and I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.